At Orchids, the international school, our pursuit of excellence transcends mere academic achievement. We delve deeper, seeking to unlock the full potential within each child. Our meticulously crafted curriculum goes beyond the confines of textbooks, fostering holistic growth through a multifaceted approach. Embrace the transformative power of education. Join us on a quest to discover the hidden genius within every student. Witness the blossoming of minds and forging of futures. Orchids, the International School.
Hello, welcome to the second episode of Shaping Minds, a conversation with Orchids Educators. Here we have Miss Manjula with us, who as the Vice President Sports has been instrumental in shaping and defining the sports curricula at Orchids, the International School.
Hello everyone.
Now, let me just ask something which is not related to Orchids or anything. So, you're a woman. And we started with saying that you started as a kid with a showcase full of trophies with a deep passion for sports. And now you're here as the VP Sports. Well, at our age, maybe when we were growing up, there were certain challenges and inhibitions to, like say, a girl or a female choosing sports and even doing well in it. Because in my time, there were just two types of sportsy and artsy or nerds. That's it. Kids were branded as either sports or arts or nerds, those three ones. And khas karke specifically with reference to girls. When it comes to girl and women, I know things have changed a lot. But do you still see a lot of challenges which women in sports and girls in sports still face today, even during formative years of education like at school? Do you see that inhibitions or challenges or resistance which girls are facing on sports?
I think this question was supposed to be asked 20 years back, because even I was as a child, my parents never resisted. They really encouraged me even in the sports field. So today the same thing I see, the current trend, the parents, they ask why my child is not selected for the competition.
Yeah.
Why, how come like my child is not excelled in this particular skill? Why my child is not able to do this punching properly? Why my child failed in chess part, in what way the scores went down. I don't, means this tier 1 cities like us, I don't think so that's this question really goes well. But yes, in tier 2 or tier 3 cities where the still I think there are parents who are not encouraging girls especially, and the sports sticks still 10th grade. After that, I don't think so they are promoted to excel or they are encouraged to excel in the sports. But yes, the cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad or Chennai,
It doesn't
sports is doing damn good even with girls, and girls have no shy, or the girls don't like to means the kind of the lessons what they are getting, the encouragement what they are getting, the motivation what they are getting, or the kind of training what they are getting, amount of time given to the sports. I think it's encouraging them, like I think sports is also my field, why shouldn't I excel? So this lesson has gone very well right from grade 1 onwards. So there's no such barriers for this trend.
So the question is not relevant.
Yes.
So girls still feel, but what do you say? They are still passionate to have sports as a career option itself. The good ones, of course. That's nice to hear. So building at that note, it's not just a girl boy thing or a male female thing. But some children may not be as adept at sports like they are in arts or academics. Like say, it may just not be their thing. So what exactly are the measures which Orchids implements so as to make sports a little bit interesting, a little bit engaging for them?
At Orchids, we have quite a few policies designed and ensure that is followed to the core level. Like we have a corporal punishment policy, no corporal, like there's a corporal punishment in our school. Same way, we have a policy called No Child Left Behind.
Okay, sorry, come again?
No child left behind.
Could you elaborate on that?
So, let me take an example. There are kids whose math scores are very poor in the class. They have a math, they easily say, ma'am, I'm a person of math phobia. Same way, we have kids who say like, ma'am, I seriously don't like sports. I don't like to get into the ground. Ma'am, can I just sit inside the classroom and do my homework instead?
Oh,
So that's where this policy comes. No child left behind. We need to make sure that they come ahead. So there are many fun activities added to it. But there's something other than this also. We need to make sure that every child is a fitness freak. The today's generation kids, the kind of a lifestyle they have, the kind of a food habits they have, or the kind of food they eat is not what my food was totally a kind of a grandma's recipe.
yeah.
We never had pizzas those days. We never used to go to the bakery items. We never had a junk food items. So, in fact, my mom had brought me in excellent. Means never a doctor said like your vitamin is less, your protein is less, or your deficiency is so and so. Never we had this list. But now today you take any kid to the doctor, there is many deficiencies they give. So now how do we make sure? And most of the mothers doesn't want their kids to stand in the sun. They don't know what is the value of sun, what kind of a vitamin the child gets when he stands in the sun. So we make sure that all these things, the lessons are given by the teachers to the kids. So that's where this policy came up. And we need to ensure that right from grade 1 onwards, the children are a fitness freak. They need to have minimum running. So for this reason, what we did is we brought in a program called as Be Fit program. So as soon as the kids come inside the school, they don't like to go to the classroom. They just get inside the ground. So we ask the students to keep their bags aside and start jogging. Even 2 minutes of your jog is enough for me. So for jogging, you don't need any lesson, right?
Yeah.
You don't need any skill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. You don't like to jog, you just walk. That brisk walk itself is enough. So high school students, they start, then it is followed by the primary. So there's no teacher monitoring. Simple things happens. The same way what we did is every school has a practice of early morning assembly.
Yeah.
Right? There's some assembly. So what happens in the assembly actually? Prayer,
Yes.
then some thought for the day. But here we make sure that for 2 minutes they do some exercises.
Oh.
And the exercises involves with some fun elements. So kids do squats, half squats, full
In the
squats.
assembly.
In the assembly.
Nice.
And Monday what they don't repeat it on Tuesday. And what they do it on Tuesday, they don't repeat it on Wednesday. So we have named every day's
Something
Be Fit
new.
program in a different manner. So like Tuesday is a pull exercises, so where you basically your arms gets involved and your legs gets involved in the same way. Whereas when it comes to Friday, we call it as explosive exercises, where a lot of squat exercise happens, a lot of stretching happens. So and kids will get to know like why this exercise is very important and how is it connected to the other sports. So that's how the sports is not just a basketball or a football. There is something other than that also lesson goes. So now kids have learnt it like, yes, I need to be a fitness freak. Even if I don't excel in swimming or a skating or a basketball, it's fine. But I need to have some lessons. I need to know why this fitness is required for me. So that's fair enough for me.
Interesting. So, yeah, back when I grew up, students automatically get classified as something.
No, we just initiated with little more fun this. You please put your child into our school, you will get to know. Your child will ask early morning, Mama, do exercise well with me. So we ask the kids to record this 1 minute video and please train your parents so that take this Be Fit program to home too.
Nice.
So they have to do the same squat program or the same pull exercises or the same stretching exercises at home with the parent, and they'll make 1 minute video and they submit it as a homework.
The parents.
Parents.
Oh, wow. So you don't just stop at training and teaching the kids. You go one step further and start teaching and training the parents.
So that's where the kids who are with zero interest
Start developing an
Start
interest.
developing.
Start developing an interest.
correct.
That's so good to hear. In fact, but what the policy which you mentioned, no child left behind, caters to is that at every aspect, it ensures that the child is at least self-sufficient. The child, it at least on the baseline level, the benchmark level for all these aspects.
Correct.
And the parents are being trained. Yeah, a little scared to hear that, but a little scared to hear that, but good. Now, it's very interesting and it's enlightening to hear that at the time a kid is enrolled into the school, Normally, his academic journey is completely decided from K1 and K2 to about 10th and 11th, 12th, and then the subject specialization. What is interesting here is, even the sports curriculum, that journey is completely decided. There is a certain aspect as to how a kid progresses. First the individual sport, then the different levels, and then the team sports. So that is completely thought in mind while deciding the sports curriculum. So I have just one question on that. So the way we teach different subjects at pre-primary is different from a primary versus a secondary student. For example, how you teach languages and the basic aspects of science is very different once you go to the higher grades. It's more about lab and application. But as far as sports is concerned, most schools have the same approach. They don't take into factor the age or at which learning stage the kid is in. If it's football, and most academics also do that. They just teach the same things to every kid. How exactly do we factor in a child's age and at what stage he is in when we teach sports? For example, how do we teach football differently to a pre-primary kid versus a primary to a secondary kid?
It's a nice question. In the education department, now we call it as academic progression. We term it as academic progression. And as rightly said, it's not just in the core subjects or scholastic subjects, even in the co-scholastic subjects, that is including sports, we do have this progression level. We know how the kid's body is growing, how his limbs are working, how is it hands or legs, his eye movement, his ears, how is it going on, how is it developing as his age goes on, right? So I can't ask the child to kick a football the way the adults kick.
Yeah.
Right? Now, but I should teach him kick. The word kick is very important, right? So now, how do I bring in a mini basket to a child if he has to shoot a ball? How should I, because shooting a ball is very important. So more or less the terms comes early stage only. The targets are set in a different way. Plus, the kids needs a lot of fun elements to train. If I have to teach A, B, C, now we don't teach A as A. We teach it phonetically and we teach non-phonetically too. So the kids who understand phonetically, they go phonetic way. The kids who don't understand phonetic, non-phonetic approach is also given. The same thing we do it in the sports too, right? If I have to take a example, is swimming is the best. When do the kids become very conscious on swimsuit? More or less when they come to 5th standard, that is 12-year-old, they become very conscious. They don't like to change their dress costume immediately. Then what age is the best? Better introduce when the child is in 6th and 7th. They don't become or there is no body shaming, or they don't become conscious in front of other students to open, or there's no gender comes in between. So better is we make sure that swimming is taught in grade 1, 2, 3 itself. Okay. And then if they're still interested and they take it to the next level, then there is no shame at all. They don't become conscious, right? The same thing if I introduce football when they're in secondary grade, the girls become again, oh, I'm not that tall, oh, my legs are not that good, oh, my leg movements are, so they become super conscious.
Yeah.
Right? So better is all the skills introduced in the primary stage itself or in the pre-primary itself. Introducing the sports at that age is absolutely good. Later, the kids, when they know what is my strengths and weaknesses, then they don't become conscious in learning. So more or less almost all the sports, the basic skills are taught in the primary and pre-primary. Pre-primary you introduce it and take it to the primary level, and the secondary, the students themselves, they will lead. We don't have to lead them at that stage. So this is what academic progression is called, and we have designed maximum things as per that only. So the age is also considered and the grade is also considered, and almost all the skills, means all sports A, B, C, D has to be taught at the earliest, and the kids will take them to the Z, up to Z. We don't have to lead. So that is how this sports is also tuned to the curriculum.
Beautifully explained. So now we talk so much about sports. We have discussed it at length, at depth. We have discussed each of the finer nuances needed for sports curriculum, the infrastructure, the curriculum, and the progression part of it. Anything more anything over and beyond which we do in Orchids, keeping sports in mind and in training and keeping in mind of training the best sportsmen from our schools?
Yes, definitely we do it in our kids too. Have you heard of field trip?
Field trip? Oh, yes.
Yes.
little bit.
Classroom lessons are not alone fills the 360-degree angle, right? So we add field trips so that students go out and they learn a lot. And they get the exposure from the other angles, from the other external resources too, right? The same way we add TED Talks. We call resource person inside.
Okay.
Right? Students need to get to know what is TED Talk and why alone from the teacher they need to hear all this working days. It becomes a little monotonous, right?
Yeah.
So the field trip and the TED Talk adds a little more spice in our learning and in our teaching. So when we introduce this TED Talks, we call the resource person to talk about their experiences, their learnings, the way they fought, the kind of challenges they got, right? So then we felt like there's something beyond this also we can take it. When TED Talk happens in front of just talk, let's call the celebrities also and then ask them also to teach. Then becomes learning a little more interesting. So that's where we took one more step and we labeled it as a masterclass. Masterclass.
Okay. Could you explain a little bit more about masterclass?
It's a very simple name because students tend to remember the word masterclass. Class which is not ordinary is called as a masterclass. And a class which is not taken by a normal teacher and taken by a celebrity is called as a masterclass. So we introduced Mary Com, we introduced Baichung Bhutia. Like this, quite a few sports celebrities were called to our schools. And now, in fact, we have tied up with them too. And Bangalore twice or thrice, Baichung Bhutia had come and he taught to junior level and senior level students. And here what happens is we call all the students who are exceeding expectations, means the students who are star performers, who really need now, apart from a technical skill, exactly what happens in the field, what kind of challenges, how do they face the true competition. So all these lessons are taught. So students tend to, obviously a star performer is already there and they are also young future star performers. So they'd like to take lessons from them. So this is something which has turned out to be a super hit and which parents also liked it. So now students can easily dream the path towards their goal. So somehow this masterclass is really working out. So same way the Mary Com, she really brought in the interest level in learning boxing. So the girls are very interested, not just a taekwondo, let's go ahead even for the boxing.
For boxing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So these celebrities or these legends have actually come to Orchid School and trained our kids, is it?
Yes.
For boxing and football.
Yes.
That's really nice to hear. That's not something which you can get in any other school. Even if you're enrolled in a premier or international school, you won't get to do that. This is something, and these are free of...
No, this is nothing to do with money. It's the students who are already paid and who are enrolled in Orchids, that's enough for us. And not just for Orchid students, in fact, we wanted to call even the outsiders. Only thing is we are little, first let's train our kids and then we'll take it to the outsiders too.
That's so the essence of foundation being that the kids who are really, really good, this is a school's initiative to help them do even better by calling all the celebrities and this.
Yes, as I told, just inside the classrooms, the lessons won't be really, the output won't be that good. If you have to bring in really a good output, we need to keep changing something new and we need to keep adding something new and something new recipe should be brought in. Then only kids like our classes. So we added field trip, we added TED Talks, we called resource person. Now, yes, we extended now to the celebrities. And that's where masterclass originated. And it's doing pretty well and we hope to continue for a few more years.
Absolutely amazing. Now we have discussed at length and at depth everything about sports, the curriculum, the infrastructure, the pedagogy, the training, mentoring journey. I would like to understand how have parents responded to this this kind of sports curricula and education at Orchids, what has their views and feedback been about this?
You just have to sit in the front office in the marketing desk, okay? If you sit and when a new parent comes, the quite a bit questions are little like different. Most of the parents know, those who come, they don't ask you who is the physics teacher, who is the mathematics teacher, who will be the class teacher. The first question will be, what are the sports taught here?
Really?
I don't want that. Schools, we have done nearly 5 to 6 schools research we have done, and we got to know that Orchids is known for 360 degree and Orchids is known for scholastic. So I am more interested only in sports. Basically, I wanted to be a so-and-so person. Now I want that to be seen from my child. So I'm here only for sports. So what does this tell actually? This clearly tells that the current parents, the young generation parents, they have clearly understood what exactly schooling should be. They clearly know that what exactly they need from the school. Otherwise, ABC or any maths or any science, they can just teach, and there are so many online classes they can easily get, right? There are so many online tutors that you can easily. Now there are so many videos uploaded. Students can learn
By themselves.
But can they learn sports? They need definitely a coach, they need something, a infra, and they really need a lot many safety aspects and the scientific approach to train. Even a child can learn a chess from an online class, but child can learn chess only when he plays, and then he gets to know so many mistakes he went through and somebody who corrects it, right? So this is what is a specialty of sports department. Sports cannot be learnt sitting in your bedroom or sitting inside the classroom. So parents' demand is that now. So parents very clearly, either if they don't like sports, they take a TC, or they come to our school is only because of sports. So now you can understand from this itself like what exactly parents are looking at. So the first ask is in the timetable, how many periods are there for sports? What are the sports you give? You have a swimming pool? Okay, good, then I'll come. You have a big ground? Okay, then I'll come. Okay, you have a trained sports teacher? Yes, then I'll come. You have a good extra curriculum, sports curriculum? Yes, then I'll admit. So parents are not worried about the admission fees or the academic fees now. Parents are only worried on what kind of a sports the school catered to. So that's where our main motto was to make sure that we meet all the parents' needs. So the parents need not go if my child is really required football classes, then he doesn't have to run around for football academy. And most of the football academies are not found closer to your residence.
Absolutely.
If a child wants a swimming classes, child need not go running around for the swimming pool. Swimming pool is right there in our school. So anything is required, right from swimming pool to football. Everything, if it is given in the school curriculum, in our school timetable, then what else the parent needs? Everything is taught in one forum. So I think we have met almost all the parents' needs, and the parents' dreams are well taken care here.
It's good to hear that sports had become the number one criteria, the deciding criteria for even the choice of school. It's no more a backseat to academics, but the importance is equal, right? It's as important as academics itself. So we are almost at the end of it. We would just like to know if Orchids International has any exciting plans or any other initiatives on the horizon to engage students further when it comes to sports.
No, it will be there, and we'll love to add more and more, no doubt about it. As I said, we need to add new recipes to our curriculum. Otherwise, we just become, we will be the most boring and the monotonous. The same thing will be taught. So kids don't like to learn the same thing.
Yeah.
So we need to keep adding in our bucket list huge things. So definitely there are quite a few, and that's where the masterclass got added this year. And the expertise got added this year, that we need to add more expertise, and we are adding more celebrities. And now the thing is after school program and the summer program. So these are the two things which we need to really work on, and which we need to improvise. And all the potential students who instead of going to the new academies or somewhere outside paying again and learning, better is we introduce within our school premises, and instead of parent picking up the child at 3 o'clock, come and pick up at 4:30. So 1.5 hours extra the child will get, and we'll make sure that 1.5 hours completely is purely for that sports, that particular one sport only. So the child can choose which sport he wants, and then there is an expertise there, and there's a different curriculum for that, and the child can excel through that. That is one of them. Second is, now the main important goal is how many of our students can be seen in chess competitions which are conducted national level. In CBSE sports program, how many of our athletes can be seen in Khelo India? So how many students can get different valid certificates at the national level or international level? So that's where our main motto is now, and start working on those star performers.
Oh, that's good to hear. So this after school program, has it started, or it is still in the...
It's already started. It was there beginning right from the day one also, but we had to improvise it in much better, in a little more, as I said, a lot of if the students are more in number, what do I do when the different grade students come at 1 hour? Again, we need to separate 6 to 12 age group at one place, 12 to 15 at one age, and who will cater to these students, who will cater to these needs. What do I teach to these star performers? What do I teach these star performers? So we were supposed to design a curriculum separately, which was still not up to the mark. I think now the plans are there with us, and we are going to initiate it. So it's only the time to launch. So more or less in June month, we are going to launch.
All the very best for that.
Thank you.
I really look forward to know more about that. Now, given your pivotal role in shaping the kids when it comes to sports curriculum, sports education, what would be your advice for the parents of this generation who all would be watching it? Because these days parents want their kids to be everything, best at everything. If you had to advise, what would be your advice for all the parents out there?
Simple. You just have to, parents have to just leave the kids the way they are. Allow them to grow the way they want. Don't feed them too many things. Just serve them. Let the students choose what they want to eat. If you force them to eat this, everything, and they're overfed, the output is very less. So now the trend is or the current generation kids know how to take decisions. They know how to make decisions. They know what best suits them. So the parents just have to say I have complete trust on you. You just move on. I'll take care of you. If that assurance is given, I don't think so any child will land in a mess. He will definitely know how to handle his challenges. He will know how to push himself, and he or she knows that how do I meet my goals.
But absolutely rational for today's age. So basically, trust your kids when it comes to important decisions, and respect their independence. And respect their independence when it comes to life-changing decisions.
Yes.
When it comes to school, please trust Orchids International in shaping the future of the kids. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Manjula.